I'm very excited to be here tonight. For a second I thought that was the sun, that the sun was setting in my eyes, but it's a spotlight, which is what I've been preparing for a while now. I worked so hard to prepare that I decided this morning I got like a little treat. I wear monthly contact lenses, so today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw in a new pair, and I'm gonna take a little special occasion Xanax. So I've just been feeling very chill all day. Is it coming across? I'm just a very relaxed person, obviously. I want to play a few games. Are you guys ready to play? Woo! Yay! Okay, just be excited for no reason. Yay! Woo! Y'all ready for this? I have to be careful. Yeah, okay, so I'm kind of hoping. Are you ready for this? It was kind of a serious question. I wanted to ask you in a musical way, but like. Yes? Woo! Okay. Because I'm hoping to be ready for this. So I actually had a version of this song going through my head all of last week, but I don't know if you've heard the other version where it's like, you're not ready for this, do 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 do. So anyway, I thought I'd just start it out, kind of like reset the table. So thank you for playing with me. There's gonna be more games. So welcome to the Self-Worth Show, everybody. I just thought I'd start out with kind of an apology about where I'm coming from, because you might think that self-worth is all about confidence, question mark, quotes. But really though, I wasn't sure how to start because this was a really hard writing process for me. I not only spent months writing this, but I've actually been doing like really intense like personal development workshops and therapy. You'll hear all about it. So I got to cry a lot, and like yell and like hit pillows in inappropriate ways. I can't think of an inappropriate way to hit a pillow. Maybe if it's a voodoo doll or something and it's someone who's nice. That wasn't a pre-written joke, that was just a real reflection in the moment. But you know, and then so not only going through all these sort of like rehearsing and like reviewing my childhood and taking all these super vulnerable growing pains and then being like, I'm gonna make this into comedy for people I don't know, and even worse, like people I do know. I mean, hashtag brave AF, right? So not too much of a confidence issue, hopefully, but I guess that'll be up to you to decide. The other thing that was hard about writing this is how long it took me to deep clean my couch while I was procrastinating. It's beautiful right now. You know, I got the special, thank you Tammy, my sister gave me, she actually said, we got a video of her, she's like, here's how you use the special extender. I was like, great, I threw it in the back of my closet. So anyway, I actually found it, and I watched your video. I cleaned around the cushions, around the back, I pulled the cushions off, underneath the cushions, underneath the couch. And once, let me hear what you say. When you guys clean your couch, how often do you clean your couch, by the way? Never. Once a week. Oh my God, you're amazing. I want to come to your house.
I have dogs.
You have dogs. Okay, I don't want to come to your house. No, I'm just kidding. I love dogs. So when you guys, if anyone does clean their couch, do you ever just put them back, like the cushions back the same soggy way they were before? Like the seams are all off? No. You hit them with the flip, right? You like turn them over, you hit these with the flip. They're all kind of flipped. And there's a beautiful thing about the flip that I've been enjoying in the last couple of weeks, so thank you, Tika, for inviting me to be here, because my living room hasn't looked so good in a while. The beautiful thing is, when you sit on the other side of a flipped pillow, it's just like rekindling with an old lover. They're familiar, but just somehow a little softer, like emotionally, maybe physically. Gained a few pounds since you last saw them, but nonetheless, they still can't wait for you to sit on their face. Just a little extra give. It's really, really comfy. I can't whistle like that, but I'm glad somebody did. The other thing that's great about cleaning is it's kind of a way to re-fall in love with where you live, right? You can kind of like get rid of some of the crap and fall back in love with the space that you're in and kind of what made you love it to begin with. And I think that's kind of a perfect example of how we can look at healing and self-worth. It's getting deep. Change of tone. Change of tone incoming. I'm kind of imagining, imagine there's like a fireplace. This is what I wanted to do as an act out. I was like, it'll never translate. Not because of you, but because I can't do it. You know, there's like a fireplace, and there's like the guy sitting on the couch with on the armchair, and you like take the glasses off, looking up from the book, kind of like, hey, I didn't see you there. Like that kind of person. Who says, because isn't a lot, the glasses are off and the book is here. Because isn't a lot of life just the accumulation of what happens to us and around us? It's kind of like all these moments and experiences that make our identity what it is. I stood up a little too soon, but I was uncomfortable. I never wear heels. And just we have all these visible and invisible things that are kind of hidden on the outside. Some are on the outside, some are hidden in the crevices. And whether through therapy, meditation, or ADHD, maybe sometimes we can clean out our emotional detritus once in a while. Though we're never going to be free from the messes of our past, and like I said, they're part of us, so we want to keep that. But we can give it a fresh coat of paint once in a while. So that's what this story is all about. It's about giving ourselves a little flip and sitting on the other side. So I first wrote, well, what is self-worth? And then I thought, I don't know, fucker, what do you think? I was like, no, don't say that. Don't say that on the show. But anyway, self-worth is about like valuing who you are, like at your core. So regardless of what you do or don't do. So some people stand up to corruption, some people eat ice cream. So supposedly all those people are equally valuable. That's what we all want to believe, right? It's really about like what we're capable of. And has anyone heard of Brene Brown? Oh, that was a good woo. Thank you, Charles. It's like it's always like my friends. Like, hey guys, why don't you come meet me at the bar instead of at my house, and I'll tell you a long story. Thank you. So she says that when you have self-worth and you actually embrace the core of who you are, then you actually can belong, because fitting in is the opposite of belonging. Because when you're fitting in, you're just being like other people. But belonging is like you're accepted for who you actually are. And so not only do I never wear heels, my friend was like, I've never seen you in jeans. I think I'm revealing a lot more than I planned about myself this evening. I also, when I first heard that I was gonna get the tip jar, my first and immediate thought was, I'm gonna wear the push-up bra. Which is again, like I have a lot of stuff I guess I keep in the back of my closet. Which for me I think is a good moment to bring this up, because it's kind of about like fitting in, but it's also kind of about standing out. A little more than usual, or maybe times 50%. Just kidding. For the people who need to know, no, and you guys don't need to know. Okay, it's time for the next game. Ready? Okay, it's called Inner Critic. Okay, so first I'll tell you what mine says. You guys know this shitty voice in your head that's like, you suck, you're stupid, you shouldn't have come to this horrible show, you should have stayed home. That's not mine. Mine is like, great, or like, you're failing. No, actually, what is mine saying? Mine's like, I'll tell you later, bitch, keep going. You're gonna fuck it up. So anyway, part 2, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. on Instagram Live. No, but in general, you know, mine just says, mine is mean. Everyone's is mean, right? Yeah. So mine is saying stuff like, I'm never good enough. I mean, up to you to tell. There's just kidding. I think I'm good enough. I'm trying to tell my inner critic. So it's like either I'm like, I just get really kind of overthinky. So it makes me like fatigued. I might scroll too long. I might like eat too much or not leave my house enough or like not drink enough water. I'm just like, ugh. I just feel like I'm a piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of when I'm believing it. So you guys know what I'm talking about because you guys hear this voice too, right? Yeah. Okay, so now I want you to yell at me. I want you to hear what it's saying to you, but like yell it at me. I'm stupid, I'm lazy, I'm fat. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You're not talented.
You suck. You're not talented. What? You don't get enough time. I want to hear a couple more from the back. You're not cool. You're not a good friend. Not a good sister. Okay, thank you guys for playing. Bad cat mom. Oh my God, you're an amazing cat mom. Too good. Those cats are princes. So I'm gonna tell you guys why that was a game. It's not really gonna happen, but this is my fantasy. I want to like cut a video clip of me saying to you guys, "You're stupid. You shouldn't have come to this show. You're lazy." And then to show like you guys yelling back at me, I like to pretend like we were just like all in a big fight. I was like, "Ah, shit really went down at the Iron Ox last night. Like it got heavy." So okay, I love that game. I forgot to ask you, Tammy, to video the crowd for that part. Maybe you did. There's gonna be more coming up. Foreshadowing. That's my sister. She's also a professional, but like gets paid in a real way for doing this kind of thing. All right. So based on what I just heard, what you all said about yourself, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do have a prescription for you because I heard a lot of you're not talented, you're not cool. Don't watch knitting tutorials on YouTube because they will destroy you, as they have me. There's a sweet little grandma. First of all, the name of this last video that I watched is called How to Knit an I Cord. And the word I stands for idiot, like it actually does. She's like, it's so easy, even an idiot can do it. So here I am, 5 attempts later, nothing. And nobody's inner critic needs like extra negative words just at the ready, let alone from like a grandma that you thought was gonna be nice to you. But just lay off that. So I'm gonna share a couple of insights. They're really smart and deep and wise about self-worth, things that I've learned recently. Because first of all, like who is the self? Like who is the idiot in the I Cord example? You know, who is the inner critic yelling at? Like a Buddhist would say, how many Buddhists are here? I know a couple. There is no self. There's no self anyway, so what are you worried about? Where do you go from there in self-worth? I don't know. I don't know what the next step would be to make that a helpful comment. But a different point of view that I like is called parts work. And I'm like, is this too heavy? Is anyone just like, I just came to laugh and I don't care about anything else? Too bad.
Love you.
Yay, thank you. I love you too. You're so sweet. So sweet. So, has anyone heard of parts work? I feel like this kind of might be a parts work crowd. So basically, it's like there's no self. It's not like you're not one glob or blob. Sometimes I introduce myself at parties as blob because people are like, "Wait, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. I just go by blob." But you know, there's like the part of us that's like the self, kind of like the wise part of you. There's like the inner critic part, the emotional child part of you, all these other parts. And what I like about that is you can just say only part of me is an idiot. I think that's kind of less intense. Or maybe only a part of me thinks I'm an idiot, and I like that too. The other thing that I learned that I love is you don't have to say that like, if you can't do something, something is wrong with you, but you can say, I just don't have the skills to deal with like Grandma Gaslight right now. It's not that I'm an idiot. She's crazy. No, she's not. She's doing her best too. We all are. Including me right now. So that's kind of a start about like my self-worth insights. So it's also kind of a funny concept because it's like self-worth is supposed to come from yourself, but if you look and it's not, you have to look further. It's not like kind of look further down, look over. If it's not there, then where else do you go? So I had to find some other selves this year to support me as like a cleaning crew to kind of like clear out the old stuff. It's kind of like a brain washing to just clean from the inside. And so I'm going to tell you the story. It's kind of like my own version of doing the flip. So this year I was a freelancer, so I had a very flexible schedule. And then in April, I became a freer lancer when my project ended. And I was like, I'm gonna do all these great things for myself. So I just like retargeted my lance, and I'm like, all right, what do they say in The Hobbit? Where like you have to go on a journey, like an odyssey or something. I'm gonna go on like an odyssey to go to all these other selves and see what I can learn about self-worth. What's the word Mordor? Is that a place? And there's a ring? Okay, you guys get it. I don't. So I did like all sorts of funny things. I mean, funny to me. There's like a week-long personal development retreat. There's like a women's medicine ceremony. I went to a weekend workshop on herbalism and how to make your own medicine from plants. I did like a nervous system retraining over like 8 weeks, actually with my buddy here, Allison. And I had an Avengers, I don't know what the Avengers are either. But I had like an Avengers-sized team of like coaches and therapists I was meeting with. What's the Avengers, you guys? Who's in there? Mr. Madman? What?
Captain America.
Batman?
Captain America.
Captain Hook? Just Hulk. Thank you. I knew you'd know. I knew you would know. And one of the fun things about going to these activities, everyone is like very like serious and very intense, and like I'm here to like really work on myself. I'm like, great, I want to work on you too. Let's see what we can fucking do here. Because I'm a fan of like, I'm not a TMI girl. I'm like an NEI girl. Like it's like never enough information. I'm like, I want to know your heart and soul, and I want to tell you mine. And beep, 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 beep. By the way, I told a joke once before that I usually imagine like, how does a robot have an orgasm? It goes like beep, beep, beep. I wasn't planning to tell that one on stage either, but I mean, some robot was having a great time back there. So, you know, next time you're at a bar, which is today, you can try it. You can go, how are you and why? What, you just add a why. Understanding is my love language. Where are you from and why? Why are you looking at me like that and why? So like, I have a lot of fun when people are sort of like more willing to like be with that material, because I just want to play deeply. Even though etiquette always says don't do that. So that's a foreshadowing comment about choices that I made. So this 1 week-long retreat that I did, you don't have your phone. Wow, I guess there's round 2. Yes, robots. Get it. Are you guys imagining robots right now having a sexual experience? Anybody?
Well, now I am.
Good. I wanted to make sure we had space for that. So during this week-long retreat that I did, it was in Petaluma. You don't have a phone. There's no internet. You're not allowed to talk about work. It's pretty intense. Everyone like lives on site. You're not allowed to leave. I'm not talking about jail. It's not like I did something bad. I mean, I guess my inner critic would say so, but so you're kind of all there with this group looking at like your childhood and who do you want to be, and journaling and writing stuff down, and meditation and all of that. So what a great opportunity to play. There were a couple classmates next to me. Does anyone here grow up Catholic? Couple. Okay, good. What's that? Adjacent. Okay. Well, you can all tell me what you think about the following. What is she going to say next? That's what I'm thinking. No, I know what I'm going to say. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I wrote all of this. It's not like someone just gave me a script. Oh, God. Yes, robots. Woo! Has anyone been to Burning Man? And I'm just like, imagine like a Burning Man full of robots just having the time of their life. So a couple of classmates were sitting next to me, and they were talking about like how they grew up Catholic and how that impacted who they were and what they believe. And I'm being really good because I'm like, oh, let me think all the things I know about Catholicism so I could better understand their experience. And then, as I'm an overthinker, so here's what I realized when I thought about the word Catholic. Imagine if you break that word down into 3. Say it again?
Catholic.
Yep, okay, I want to hear a couple other versions. Yes! Yes, so yes, cat hole lick. Yes, isn't that amazing? I'm not talking about the religion, I'm not saying anything mean or derogatory. Just if you can look at wordplay, any dads in here ready to have like a dad joke moment with me? Just like, we say this word all the time in this world, but I never realized that until this moment. So what is Rhoda gonna do next? Is she gonna sit there and be polite? No. I was like, I don't wanna be offensive. So I said, okay guys, can I tell you something I thought of that's funny, but it might be offensive? They said yes. So luckily I gained 2 friends that day who I still laugh about these things with, and they've never been more dedicated to their faith. So I think that's pretty incredible, right? 3 cheers for Catholicism. Okay. So the other thing that's great about cat hole licking is it's like another good example of this whole like self-cleaning of like healing that we can do to like clean up our inner critic and improve our self-worth. And it's even kind of better than the couch cleaning example, I think, because it's a healing act of self-care that shows how you can add a little bit of spice to your life. Who? Raise your hand if you think you got that joke. Because that was a very quiet laughter. Spice. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm not saying it's gonna be comfortable. You do need to stretch, but no one's gonna lick it for you, and you don't really want to walk around with that on you. So you just kind of, which is great because at this retreat I really did feel like I connected with my self-worth like never before. Like there's already a part of us that's like powerful, beautiful, and strong, and stuff from childhood is not always fixable. But if you can be somewhat flexible, you can reconnect with your best parts. That's insight number 2. I think that applause was good. I think that felt like a good applause moment. Thank you guys. Okay, now I'm going to say skip, skip, skip. This is the part I'm going to skip about because I don't have time. Who has time these days? We're so busy. About how this herbalism class put the shame in shamanic. That's okay. Stuff about the, there are funny toilets, and I like to talk to people about which toilet they chose and why. The white door was pee only, and the red door was like whatever's clever. So when you're waiting in the bathroom line, there's a lot of opportunity for fun that most people don't take advantage of, but I did. I was like, hey, I gotta just take a quick white door moment, or like, ooh, red door, mystery lady. I like that. All right, you guys, I'm coming to the end here. What time did I even start? I should have checked. Do you have any recollection or awareness of reality? Oh, thank you so much. What a generous soul with lobster earrings. Thank you. Okay, well, we're getting towards the end here. Is anyone like relieved or is like, no, tell me more about meow meows. I need help with my life. Okay, well, so last week I was at my desk after like months of doing all this like real deep work that now I'm laughing about. I was laughing about it then, honestly. I don't think that laughter and seriousness are opposite at all. So I was meeting with one of my therapists and I'm just kind of telling her where I was at with this show. And I was like, well, I don't know, I'm not really like feeling equipped to do a show to teach about self-worth when I still struggle with mine so much. And this girl just goes, you just gotta like write it all down, all your negative thoughts and throw them away. Thank you somebody for laughing. Okay, have you ever like paid for a one-on-one session and somebody said, go tell a piece of paper? I mean, it's like my journal doesn't talk back. I'm like, come on, tell me something. Right. I'm not left-handed, but my right hand is busy. So just imagine. It's kind of like when you call a 1-800 number and you're like, hello, here's my problem. And they're like, oh, we don't care. We'll bring it to the other department. So they're like, hello. Oh, hi, here's my problem. We don't care. Go over there. I'm like, this is not why I'm in therapy. And anyway, she knows I can't journal unless I have a deadline of a stand-up show coming up. Like, I need this public accountability to actually get anything written down. So not only did she give me like no good advice, I'm gonna send her this, by the way. She knows what she did. She knows. Not only did she give me no advice that was useful, I also had just spent months and thousands of dollars doing that through all these programs, and you're telling me none of it worked? Ugh. I mean, I know it's like healing is on a spectrum and self-worth is different every day. It's kind of like when you take hot clothes out of the dryer and you're like, I can't tell if it's wet or not. Like, I believe some of it is dry and some of it is wet. Maybe just throw the whole thing in for another spin. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I think I'm dry, but maybe just a little bit. Just keep going. And I have grown a ton. Like, if I can't get myself to take a wellness walk, I can go on a hate walk. Like, if I'm just feeling really shitty, I'll be like, well, just go feel shitty outside, And I'm like, but I love you, world. I can't hate you. You're so pretty. Does anyone listen to a meditation where they're like, it's kind of lower. And they kind of bring your attention to your breath with no judgment. And that's hard. So now I bring my attention to my breath with judgment. And that's better than nothing. progress. So, okay, I want to refresh the energy in here. We're going to play another game. It's called the self-worth game. Okay, so just to connect with sharing what I've learned, I delighting in my creativity, my whimsy, my courage to come up here. And now I want to hear all of what you guys love about yourselves. And just remember, pretend like I'm going to make a video of us fighting first. And now it's going to be a video of us falling in love with each other. Let's be like, oh, you're so creative. You're so beautiful. You're brilliant. You're a star. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
You're amazing.
This is amazing. Oh, I really hope these videos get made because that's funny to me. So congratulations, you guys. We're all a work in progress. Somehow we're still familiar, but kind of a little softer emotionally, maybe physically after a couple of beers or the Mexican sushi truck. But hopefully a little bit rekindled in our self-love. I'll tell you, I was first worried that this piece was going to be too inspirational. When I was writing, I was like, no, I'm supposed to be doing stand-up. This is it has to be funny. And then I was worried it wasn't going to be funny enough. But then you guys all shared what your inner critic said, and that was pretty hilarious. So thank you for that. And now it's all over, so I'm just plain worried. But now I can be at peace with that. And whether you're a cat or a couch or a human on a glow-up path yourself, hopefully not a blow-up, I hope you can, if you do get into those cushions, I hope you can find your proverbial old remote that you were looking for, whether that's kind of your a childhood hobby or a part of you that you've loved that you haven't felt in touch with recently. And or just rediscovered love of play, maybe at a stand-up show tonight. Or all these other wonderful artists and musicians. I feel like I've just been talking about me all the time. I mean, we've got someone who's drawing. I bought your drawing last time. It's at my house. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, of course. So just, as we close here, I just want to say thank you all for helping me turn my self-worth writing workshop for one into a non-consensual group self-worth workshop for all of us here and all of my millions of fans online. Just kidding. So anyway, thank you guys all. This is actually, I'm becoming a professional musician, comedian. I'm a musician too. So anyway, I'm just I just say something more about the boobs. No, you got it. You got it. All right, well, thank you again, Tika, for having me. Thank you, everybody, for the support.